Alright guys, on the last video that I posted for the 1845, I think we were showing you the auxiliary valve that was located under the floor plate. We have since removed that, and the gentleman that helps me out with a lot of my mechanical stuff on the tractors and skid steers, his name is Brian, and I sure do appreciate his help. He said that the spool normally doesn't get stuck, but in this case the spool was stuck. We have since loosened that up, so that is working good. In the process, when we tapped that down, we heard parts flying all over the bottom of the skid steer. Now, I didn't whack that thing like I was trying to drive it out the bottom, but indeed that's what I did. And as you can see, this thing is very, very, very corroded. We just went on the internet. Thank God for the internet, man. You can find anything on the internet. I believe it's just a cap for the spool end. We kind of found one that was the same size, same dimensions for the screw holes, and I'm pretty sure that's going to work for me. So we have this on order. It was a pain getting this out. All these fittings were down underneath there, but we got it. There's one big one, 3 little ones. We marked one of them with a white wire tie, one of them with a black, one with no wire tie at all, and then of course one that's larger in diameter. So now we'll walk over to the skid steer. We'll go ahead and turn this light on, and we'll show you what that looks like down inside here. So there are the 4 hoses that were attached. I have one that has nothing on it. I have a hose that has black wire tie. I have a hose that has white, and then I have a large hose here. Yeah, this hose, hopefully it'll show up on camera. Let me click the screen. This one's in pretty bad shape, and I'm pretty sure that's a long hose. So not looking forward to having to replace that hose. That should, man, I don't know, that probably runs, I don't even want to think about where it runs actually. But yeah, we'll probably have to replace some hoses here before long. When I got this thing, had no idea that there was a hole. Let me move this light up a bit. I never knew there was a hole down there because this thing had about 6 inches of dirt built up over top. Actually, you can kind of see where the dirt line was. So I'm sure every time we had a rain event, the dirt held the water in here like a swimming pool, and that left those hoses lay in the water. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have some hoses to replace eventually. Hopefully just not now. All right guys, while we're waiting on the part to come in for the hydraulic valve, we already have that floor pan out. So let's go ahead and we will start on rebuilding that floor pan because it's in bad shape, has quite a bit of rust on it. And here we go, let's get started on that floor pan.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name, all our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be, living in a time where disease is on every screen, I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering, negativity is a plague for the mentally weak, no mercy, all I got is working, never stop searching, never quite so thirsty, I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it, it's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving, I could change the past with all I'm achieving, got my foot on gas, never stop competing, if you break like glass then this life's gonna eat 'em, make mistakes real fast then you learn how to beat 'em, if you take off the cast you can see all the healing, if the pain's in the past move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it, I just wanna be iconic, sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play I want it, you know that I'm always honest, Stay away from those who are toxic, keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy, the enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me, I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this, freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus, living in a crisis.
Alright guys, I wanted to show you this cool little gadget. I think I picked them up at Harbor Freight. I did a 55 Ford for a guy. I had to put a lot of quarter panels on and stuff like that. Stuff that I could access the inside and the outside. If you can't actually access the inside, you can't use these. Basically, you just loosen up that wing nut and that drops that little square block down. Then you can slide that block out, stick that little paddle through whatever you're welding together, and then put that little block back in there. And then when you tighten this up, it tightens that block up against the bottom and tightens this square up against the top, and it lines it up real nice. So now, you know, everything's lined up real nice. Now I can go ahead and fill that in with some weld.
Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim. Yeah. Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I can change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
Alright guys, there's a section of floor pan that I cut out, and that's what it looks like now. And that's the old riser that used to go up to that foot pad. Quite a difference there. Hopefully I added a couple years of life to this thing. Same way here, that's the original floor that we cut out of there and welded that new piece in. And that's the new riser, or that's the old riser that used to be right there. When I was stepping on these things, man, they were creaking, crunching, and everything else, and I knew that I had to do something with them. So I wasn't planning on doing it this soon, but I'm glad I did.